Hello there, my friends. It's Jen Pitta with By the Shore Stamping. I'm back today with another project in our Fall for Holiday catalog countdown. We're on day number 9. Can you believe it? We're almost done with our 12 days. Today I'm featuring the Smitten Mittens stamp set. This is so stinking cute. I am using it for holiday today, but it's got great potential for Valentine's Day, for winter, for, you know, all sorts of occasions. So it's really, really fun. It's one of my very, very favorites out of the catalog. It was the first thing that drew my attention. I'm also going to be using the framelits for this project too. So I'm going to show you that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm starting with the 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of crumb cake cardstock, which, as you can probably tell, is a favorite of mine. I'm also using some of the patterned paper from the Quilted Christmas. I think that's the name of the paper. Quilted Christmas Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 paper stack. It's like the very first page of the catalog. It's really great for quilters and anybody who loves to knit and sew and all that kind of stuff. So many fun papers. I actually loved this pattern and was what I was going to use because I loved that color scheme. But when I put the mittens on top of it, it just looked really cluttered. So I ended up switching it to this instead. So let's go ahead and tape this down because I don't have to do anything to it. And I knew that was going to run out. So I will go ahead and switch to my fast fuse. All right, so I'm going to put that down. So that's nice and simple. And then this is also nice and simple. So I can go ahead and put that down. And that actually is a little too big. So let me just snip that off. I did not cut well. And hopefully I can cut a straight line. Or a semi-straight line. That works. It's a little off, but you get what the point. All right, I also used one of the stitched, what are they called? Stitched shape framelits. So these are the ones I used the other day as well. I think they work perfectly with this suite. So you get ovals, you get circles, and then you get the squares, which are on the back. I'm just using the square one. I used a powder pink piece, and I'm going to layer that on the garden green. My table won't stay still here today. Come on. Stay put. Okay. I'm going to center that right in the middle of my green. And this does get popped up. So, I'm actually using mini ones at the moment because all my other ones are packed away at the moment, ready to get transported for the Ready Set Crop event, which I'm at right now, actually, but I recorded this before I left. Having trouble today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down in the center, and then comes the part where we can actually show you what I did. All right, so first thing I need to do is take the mitten stamp image, and I'm going to ink it up with the real red, and I'm just going to set it down and make sure the ink has touched all areas. I'm not going to squish it into it because with this really fine writing, if you squish into it at all, you're going to fuzzy the words, so you won't be able to read it. I'm hoping, because that ink pad's pretty inky, I'm hoping I will still be able to do this without having that problem, which it looks like it's going to be good because I can read it through the block. Sometimes if the ink merges and it covers the writing when you're stamping, then you know it's not good. Oh, I missed a little bit at the top there, but we're going to call that good. I can fix it with my marker later. All right, so next up is I'm going to go ahead and cut that out with the Big Shot. Let me show you that. Sorry, that was ready to be packed too, so I had to steal that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my Big Shot. I have my magnetic platform in here today. So I'm going to go ahead and just position this mitten right around the stamped image. And then stick the cutting mat on top. And that will cut that out. And then while I have the Big Shot, I want to show you the other mitten. So I wanted one to go the opposite way. So I'm using the open framelit one. And I wanted to show you how this little guy works. So this is actually just kind of like an embossing piece. It's just a flat piece. It doesn't actually cut anything. It's just going to emboss the cardstock that we put through. It's going to like deboss it. So I'm going to show you how this lines up, but I'm going to roll it back the other way. So when I do this, I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to put this just kind of resting up against that. And then you want to make sure that the little Sizzix label that's there, see how it has that? Don't put that towards the paper because it will imprint on the paper. Ask me how I know this, because I tried it and I did it by accident. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over so it's the other way, and then I'll run it through so that I get the little embossed piece. So let me put that through, and I'll roll it through so you can see when it comes through on the other side. So I've just put it on the other side of that Big Shot, just out of your view, and I'm going to roll it through so you can see it come through. And now it's cut, this piece has cut out the mitten, so I have the mitten shape, and then that piece embossed my mitten. So you can see that. Okay, so that's that. And then the only other thing I want to do is I want to do the little cuff for the top. So I'm going to take the, and I'll do it on this side this time so you can see. I'm going to take the outline of the cuff, which is this little piece here. And then I'm going to take the little embossing piece, and I'm going to position that so it's right in the middle. Oh, I'm going to move this. There's tiny little dots in here of magnets, and so if you get it on in between two magnets, it doesn't like it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put that on top and roll that through, and that will give me my cuff. Okay, and then we're done with the Big Shot. So now you can see I have my little cuff, my embossed cuff. So I'm going to put those over there, put the scrap paper over there, and get the Big Shot out of the way. Okay, so now the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to have like a tie the ribbon a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to attach this piece to the top of the red mitten, and you can see it just sort of outlines that. So cute. And I used one of our basic enamel shapes in the pink. This is the Subtles collection, and I used the pink one. And I just put it in the middle here, like that. And then I'm going to position these so they're like this. So I'm just going to tape that little corner down for me. So I know, let me just make sure that it's, yeah, so it's like that, and it will still show some of the pink. And then I took a piece of white baker's twine, and I just made a little bow in the air, as they say. I don't want it too big, so I'm going to just shrink that down like that. So that looks, whoops, that looks like a pretty good size. Oh, and you know what? I just realized my glue dots are all packed away too, so I won't be able to glue dot this down right now. So then I'm going to trim this down a little bit because I don't need all of that white. So I trimmed that, and now basically I want that to sit at the top, and I'm going to position these so that my mittens are underneath it, like that. And then I will just attach that down, and I'll glue dot this, and your card is finished. Super simple, super cute. Obviously this one does take a little bit of work on the big shot. So again, it may not be the best for mass producing, but you could copy this sketch as well and just use any stamped image you want in here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, which is kind of a lot per card. So you might want to cut that back a little bit. But just a really super fun, cute card. And I love the non-traditional colors on that one. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will be back again tomorrow for the, it'll be the 10th day of Fall for Holiday Countdown, as we're counting down some fun fall projects from the new holiday catalog from Stampin' Up. I will probably be a little later in the day on Sunday because I haven't done that video yet, and I'll be traveling or coming back home from Fitchburg that day. So I'll have to get home and finish up the project and then get it recorded. So it might be a little later than normal, but I'll get it out to you, I promise. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you tomorrow. Have a great night.